Sure.
Started. We haven't heard from the cat since she said she was going to get water.
No.
Okay, we're still waiting for Mist. Is Nibbles here?
Hello.
Why is the cow there?
It's always there.
It's there on every single map.
Not on every map.
Okay. Most maps.
Some maps.
Why is it the cow from Cow and Chicken?
Because that's what Guasta originally used for wall of beef, I think.
You ever have ask questions that you know the answer to just because you're still shocked by it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it winter yet?
No.
Ugh.
I wish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do and I don't, because right now my heating bill and my electrical bill are very, very low, and I'm proud of that. But I also don't like the heat.
I went to work this morning to do some overtime, and then I walked home, and it's like an hour walk.
Oh.
I just drove an hour and a half in a vehicle that doesn't have air conditioning.
Oh, that's worse.
My roommate's going out to his sister's place for the night, so I'm probably going to walk to work just to see how bad it is. And it's only supposed to be 24 today here, so it shouldn't be too bad. But it's about an hour as well, so I sympathize.
Okay, who would like to remind us what happened last time?
Well, we arrived back on the continent, and after stealing and then paying for some bread, hoofed it west to the city, Astoria, and then everybody kind of split off for a while and did our own things.
Yep. Totally normal things.
Yeah.
Someone was the knight.
Camille cosplayed as Batman for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually remember. Oh, Pert visited Master Moss, who is apparently not in good health.
Mm-hmm.
So that's concerning. Fire and Zoe teleported to Blackcaster briefly to retrieve our horses.
Oh, Muffin.
Before I forget, Ty, you may choose a name for Jesper's horse.
Okay.
And I need to pick one for Phelan's horse. Because I forgot.
Mark off whatever money we need to mark off for Phelan and Jesper's horses?
No, we didn't take it out of the group funding. We just mentioned we were going to take it out of the group funding.
Yeah, so after all of our individual errands were done, we decided to head mostly south, but a little bit west into the mountains to get into the Elven Kingdoms. Whereupon we were beset by a tree, multiple trees.
At least one angry awakened tree.
At least one tree.
Okay. Yeah. So we're actually going to rewind a little bit, since circumstances have changed. Just before you start getting attacked by whatever crazy tree is happening at at the moment. So you all continue to walk through the forest as the path is basically non-existent at this point, and wind whips through the trees, vines and branches. No, Ty, you may do that if you wish.
The horse is named Harry Trotter.
I didn't think wizards existed in this world.
Doesn't mean books for them don't.
Anyway, mark that down, somebody.
I will update the document.
They do exist, they're just very, very rare.
Vines and tree branches and gently grab at your packs and clothes. A gentle caress that you very quickly realize is actually not being caused by the wind at all, as these bits of plant seem to be moving by themselves. Roots creak, and the soil shifts as they start to rise up out of the earth to bar your way. And near the front of the pack, the little pony lady that Zax rides on just stops and snorts and starts shaking her head.
May I have a look around for any black substances?
You may do so. As Zax kind of like rocks back and forth on Lady, like, come on, let's go. She reaches around to try and bite him.
Are any of the other animals reacting?
Yeah, they are not happy, but Lady is the first one to sort of refuse to move. Sorry for all of the creaking.
Has Romeo clued into anything that I, his rider, might not have? Because he can just straight up tell me.
Oh yeah, he tells you that the trees are fucking moving.
Oh, great. Not again. I just mutter out loud.
Hate that for us.
We've definitely dealt with this kind of a thing before, though. Usually it's a dozen or so, or less, smaller plants.
Maybe we could just ask them to stop?
I think collectively we all turn to look at Fire.
And Ick.
Fire thinks that that's a great idea, and he and Ick kind of set up at the back of the pack and start casting Speak with Plants. And you hear them softly talking to the plants.
Can you let us through, please? We really need to get through.
It is, at this point, with Fire and Ick successfully occupied, that you hear a much more aggressive creaking sound as somewhere in front of you, you see a very large tree start to move and shift.
I take it that's a no.
Please place yourselves here in this general vicinity.
Northwest quadrant?
Yeah. I'm going
I will assume we have all dismounted just for ease of tokens.
Yes, except for Maglubiet.
Yeah.
Which you will not have to worry about. Wait, did that not drag? Uh-oh. There we go. And Ick and Fire are in the caboose.
Okay.
Would somebody like to control Phelan? He cannot do a lot.
I mean, I've got kind of the lowest loadout.
Yeah, I mean, you really just have backstab stuff to worry about, right? In terms of extra abilities.
Mostly, yep.
Okay. Sorry, there's a lot going on here.
No worries.
Take your time.
And where is turn order? Oh, I forgot to mark these guys. Nope, that's not where that is. You. Now I only have 4 characters to control. For the purposes of this combat, Ick and Fire are not in the initiative, as they are trying to get the forest to calm the fuck down. In addition, because reasons, everything that you see is rough terrain.
Okay.
I assume because of all the grasping vines and things.
And yes. Please hold.
That token. What the hell is that?
What's what?
That.
Jesper.
Oh.
Oh. I was about to say, boy, I don't know.
You're the one who made him.
I don't recognize that token.
It probably lost its original token.
Oh, it might have in all of the...
Yeah,
Whatever.
Jesper looks a lot more pretty boyish in the bio.
Mm-hmm. Remind me to fix that at some point. Okay, I think we're good. Up first, we have Pert. You see, quite a ways in front of your group, a very large, looking tree starting to move, and a couple of not necessarily smaller in height, but more shriveled, dead-looking trees starting to move aggressively your way as well.
Pert will call out the motions of the regular sized trees with a comment on it looks like 2 of the large tree class coming towards us at this direction and this direction. There's one that makes Trent that we left with Grandma look a little small, coming from us straight ahead though. Keep eyes open.
I assumed we couldn't see that one because it didn't have a number.
Would you like me to give it a color?
Yeah.
There, I can be purple.
Pert will go in at
rough terrain, Pert. Forget that.
Yep, Pert will go in at a light dash because of the terrain, unfortunately. I'm going to say that there's no chance that the trees didn't see us, unfortunately, because too many eyes, in finger quotes. So, let's just see whether or not they respond well to a basic attack.
Which one?
Green 2.
Green 2. The first one hits, the second one does not.
And is there a sneak attack, or is it already expecting me?
He is already expecting you.
Yeah, I figured as much. Just a straight forward 13.
13. Fantastic.
Let's see here. I've used 60 of my 80 movement, so I will... No, I'm going to force it to go towards the party, hopefully. So I'll just move another 10 feet towards the outer edge.
Okay. Zoe.
Before I start, does Jesper go after me, or...
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if I need to roll initiative for him.
It's just easier if, like, it's the same thing we do with fire summons.
Yeah, that's what I figured we'd do, but I figured I'd ask before just making assumptions.
Yeah.
Fuck, how do I play Zoe?
Artillery.
Not 100% true, but yes.
Mostly you isekai people.
That is more true. And I was debating doing that. Is kind of why I was unsure what to do.
Or you reverse isekai them. It depends on where they're from. You send them back to their world.
I'm not Truck-kun? Damn it. Okay, we're just gonna go with the Eldritch Blast on Green 2 there.
Okay.
I do 3 of those attacks. How do I forget how to play?
That hits. That hits. That hits.
That was all awful rolls.
I think I forgot to roll initiative.
Oh. Oh, you better roll it now. Perfect.
Good, it's not very high.
Mm-hmm. So
23.
there's 23? Okay. Alright, you blow a couple of branches off this thing.
Jesper... Zoe will have Jesper move closer to protect the people trying to calm the forest.
Okay. Very
Range
reasonable.
attack on Green. Let's see if his range attack is any better than... How do I roll it? Oh, that's a ballista. Never mind, I can't do that. No range attack.
Oh, I should probably take that off the sheet.
It's a casual siege weapon in his pocket.
Whoops.
Yeah, I'm looking at the sheet and it's like, oh, there's a range weapon. We'll try that. Ballista. Okay, never mind. Okay. He'll put up his shield and sword and just play guard.
Take the dodge action?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's my measure? This starts to shamble towards you. It seems unaffected by the grasping roots and branches that are slowing you down. And you hear a deep, sort of guttural speech. Does anyone speak primordial?
Nope.
Not you.
Maybe fire?
I believe fire does, but I could be misremembering.
Well, fire is preoccupied.
I know Fire speaks giant, but I'm not sure he speaks primordial.
I would like everybody to make me a perception check. Oh, fuck's sake, where is it?
I really need to get new glasses.
You were blinded by your own Eldritch Blasts. Who rolled above a 19 or above?
Pert
Hello.
and Camille and Miss Emilys.
Okay. From somewhere, those three who roll a 19 or above, you see a little flash of light and then something moving in these two spots.
Can you ping again?
Yeah. Or put a
Oh,
little indicator.
I am on the wrong layer. These two spots.
And the flash of light is coming from them, or
There was just a little flash of light. And then you saw something moving in the trees, but you can't quite make out what it is. I think you've been together long enough that you know this seems very similar to when fire summons fae, beasts, elementals, whatever he chooses.
Oh dear. So little blips in the ether, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. This one is going to move forward a little bit and find the goddamn sheet. It is going to lash out at Pert with a branch.
17. That is exactly a hit.
Okay, so 13 bludgeoning. And then it is going to try to grapple you and miss horribly.
I take 2 damage because Zoe's an inspiring leader.
And then is going to try to do the same thing to Rizwan.
that definitely hits.
Oof.
That also hits.
Alright. So you do not take the damage now, you take it at the start of your turn. As one of the roots comes up and grabs your ankle and starts winding up your leg. The other one, I think, can just barely make it. It is going to send a branch out at one at Mellis. I believe that should be a disadvantage. 12 misses.
Yes.
One at Amma. Oof. A root at Amma. Does that hit?
Yep.
Okay. So you are also grappled, and a root towards Camille.
Ow.
No.
Bounces off the shield.
Emilys. Oh, I need to roll. Fine. Okay.
Do I take damage there?
At the start of your turn, you will take the whatever it was, 12 damage. And you will keep taking that damage every turn that you stay grappled.
Well, I'm gonna attack it with my short sword, which I almost never use.
Okay. Oh! Oh no! Hang on. I missed some initiative rolls. Okay, that's fine.
They held their actions for this turn.
Yep. They were taking the dodge action. 25 hits. Are you gonna... You are not within melee of this tree.
I'm trying to be ungrappled.
Oh, I see. Yes. Yep. That does it. You are no longer grappled.
Good. I will bonus action Hunter's Mark the tree and shoot it with my other attack.
Okay. Which tree? Tree 1?
True one.
$22 hits.
That was the wrong button. I blinked and I clicked the wrong one.
Oh. Yep, that hits. Oh yeah. You still have a regular ass longbow?
Yeah. Apparently. The magic weapon was someone cast that on me at the time.
Okay.
Pat Bratz
I just never
forever.
removed it.
Your arrow goes straight through the sort of giant crack in this thing that seems to be analogous to a mouth. It goes out the other side, and you see a shower of splinters hit across the ground. Anything else?
Nope.
Rizwan!
Okay, so Emma escaped his grapple. Is anyone other than me grappled?
No.
Okay, I'm going to attack number 2.
That's...
And I'm going to make a disarming attack against it.
23.
And it needs to make a strength saving throw DC 18 or drop me.
Strength save. Alright, it recoils in pain or fear, and the vine withdraws.
Oh, I rolled the damage but forgot to say that I have also enraged.
Oh, yes.
And then I'm gonna do it 2 more times.
Okay. 15 hits, 23 hits. What are we at here?
That's 30 for
30.
the second 2.
Okay, it is barely hanging on.
Aw. Yeah, bonus action was rage. So I look around to see if I can spot any reason for this, but I don't think I have any active rolls.
Okay.
That is my turn.
Kyle.
Okay. He charges forward, pulls out his sword, speaks a word in Celestial, probably not close enough for Zoe to hear, and his sword becomes incandescently white hot. you cannot look at it without getting like apprehensions in your eyes. First off, bonus action, Spirit Shroud. He's now surrounded by spirits of light. And he's gonna swing at the weakened one.
Okay. That hits just barely.
Fire damage.
Yeah, it is on fire. It shudders and stops moving, and the flames just start to like travel up the dead and withered branches that are left.
One more. That one probably misses.
You miss.
That's my turn.
Phelan. Oh, Phelan. David?
Don't like that it didn't separate Spirit Shroud's damage from improved Divine Smite.
I think, considering the situation, Valen will play it smart and simply pull out his lace crossbow. I'm going to assume he doesn't have any skills that let him do a multi-shot with it, though.
No.
Yeah. So, he will attempt to tag green one. Nope. He does not have the perception skill, so I'm not going to try to use a bonus action or whatever to, seek out the little flashes of light because he can't see nothing. For now, I think he'll pull out his sword and move into a protective position in front of the mages. Or sorry, his halberd, not his sword.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then it's back to Pert.
Yep. Which, in this case, Pert goes, okay, running again. Let's see here. 5, 10, 15, 20. So actually, I don't have to dash. I will move 40 feet to get to this one, which there is definitely people, at least in combat, with it. They still count as in combat with it, even though they haven't done a melee attack on it directly, right?
Lower threat range.
Also, Kamal did swing. He just didn't hit.
Okay, so for some reason I thought Camille attacked the other one. Brains. Apparently my brain went out the window for a second there. Alrighty. Ty, do I have owl?
Yep.
Merci beaucoup. Then let's just take the rapier and see if I can remove a branch or two.
Woohoo! Yeah, those both hit.
Yep. So the first one with the sneak attack. The second one, natural.
That's a lot of damage. I'm gonna need to pull up my calculator for that one.
30, 40, 52, 65, 73, and 8.
Oh yeah, you just outright kill it.
Okay, so I guess, heart of the tree, pop.
I guess so.
Ain't gonna complain. I don't have a major bonus action right now, so I will take the dodge action and pivot to face the other Trent. I have a passive of 22. Any chance I notice something?
You will very shortly.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'll take the dodge action.
Okay. Magluviet, sitting atop his great owlbear steed, pulls out this like giant ass lance and says, "There's only one left! Zoe, charge!" And he's going to command them to dash with his bonus action. She goes barreling through the vines as he does a side swipe and miss. Well, that's his turn.
I have a dumb idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna banish Zoe and Magoovalit. I'm not
Okay.
convinced this guy isn't attacking us at the moment, is he? Like, he has not made aggressive movements, he just spoke loudly. Is correct? Am I overreading things because it has a purple thing?
Yes.
Definitely moved towards
He
us.
definitely moved towards us and bellowed something aggressive.
It has a purple thing because somebody asked me to put a marker on it.
Also, didn't you succeed on the perception check?
No.
Oh,
I got a 4.
oh, never mind.
Alright, I might just be overreacting. Well, fine. I'm gonna cause us to get in trouble. That's just blast, by the way.
Yee. Those all hit. $28. Okay.
I was just gonna stay here. I will keep helping David.
Owl is good friend.
Alright. Zax, less inclined to rush in to meet this giant tree head on, hops off of Lady, crouches behind Rizwin, takes out a short bow, and still misses.
Damn it.
Oh, it should have 2 attacks. There is now a very tiny goblin arrow stuck in one of the arms of this thing. And then Zax is going to hide in the trees. That may or may not be a good idea. You hear, actually it goes forward a little bit, just a little bit past Zoe, or past Magluviet and Zoe, and you hear more very deep rumbling speech at a frequency that's just really difficult to understand, even if you did know the language. And it raises its arms. And from either side of you, you notice 2 more trees start to move and shift aggressively. At the end of its turn... Oh my god, I have too many sheets! 30. You see from the forest rushes out some sort of like, I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. But it's some like humanoid creature. But it almost looks like it's partially made of leaves and full of golden light, and it is to put its hand on the tree and cast a spell. Okay, apparently this thing is not set up properly. I'm just gonna... Great! And the tree seems to get a little bit stronger, and the arrow that Zax shot into its arm just kind of limply falls to the ground. I am going to actually re-roll this initiative. Emilus!
Well, there's another tree near me, so I think I'll go after that. Bonus action to move my hunter's mark on blue 2.
Blue 2. Oh, that's not... Okay.
And I shall have menace attack, blue 2 as well.
Alright, give me a roll.
Aw.
That misses.
I'll use my second attack to attack.
That hits. 16. This is blue 2. Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
This tree moves up a little bit. And as it kind of walks by, you see the whippy branches of this tree blight lash out at something in the underbrush. That misses. But that one hits, and you hear Zax yell, "No, you're not supposed to see me!" This one is going to... Actually, this one's going to move a little bit farther. One branch at Jesper. And then a route towards Phelan. Blue 2 is going to do a root and a branch towards Zoe. That misses. And then the same towards Amalus. Woof! Ah! Alright. So Zoe, you're going to take that damage at the start of your turn if you are not freed by then.
The 21 and the 24 was for Phelan, right?
The 21 was for Jesper. The 24 was for Phelan, and he will
Okay.
take that damage at the start of his turn if he is not, or if he is still grappled.
Yep.
Good.
I
Ty?
believe so.
Yep.
Okay. Rizwan.
First question: when Kumail did fire damage, did that seem to be super effective at all?
I'm gonna say, because it had 3 hit points when Camille hit it, that you're not sure.
That's totally fair. And then this new creature that has appeared, without making a roll to examine it closely, do I have any sense of, is that creature in control of the tree?
Oh, make an insight check. You are not sure.
Alright, I'm gonna move 15 feet. And then I'm gonna employ some blade-based pruning. Don't think... actually, yeah, the first one will have a superiority die on it. So
Okay. That hits.
that will be D1. So I need a wisdom saving throw of 18, please. So that's 21 damage, and it has the frightened condition.
Okay.
And then I'll hit it twice more. Oh no.
Those both hit.
So that's another 28 damage.
28. Okay. This thing seems quite a bit sturdier than the other trees that you plowed through.
Yar.
Camille.
Okay, I'm going to move my whole movement forward, interposing myself between the tree and Wiswin defensive posture.
Okay.
And I'm going to... Where's my character sheet? That is the wrong vow. There we go. I'm just going to point the flaming sword at it and just... I don't even know if he's just screaming something in Celestial. I don't know what to say right now. And advantage attack.
Yeah, that hits. And you're doing radiant or fire.
Fire for Divine Smites, Radiant from Spirit Shroud. I'm gonna smite.
Okay, which is
If you hover over it, it shows it was 1 fire damage, 4 radiant.
okay.
And then this is all fire damage.
Okay, hold on a second.
If you want to make it easier, you could have remain affect all sources of radiant damage ideal. That's entirely up to you. But that also might be overpowered.
Shit. 30. Okay. Sorry, math is hard.
Yep.
Okay, yes, indeed. The fire from Kamel's sword seems to be doing a little bit extra to this thing, and if it wasn't already frightened Rizwin, well, it's certainly frightened now. That hits. Okay, that's... Okay, so 14 plus 10 plus 22. $46, is that right?
For the one attack or for both?
For the one attack. All
So
the
we
fire
have
is doubled.
14, 10, 22. So 32, 42, 46.
Okay, thank you. All right, some of the leaves at the ends of its branches are catching fire and just shriveling up and are floating away on the wind as embers.
And reset my shield and prepare for the incoming blows.
Quick question. All those numbers there were damage that hit?
Yes.
That was 56, not 46.
They're not all doubled though.
Yeah, the 4 from Spirit Shroud isn't doubled. The 10 from slashing. Sword still does slashing damage.
Yeah, that's why I had to stop and think for a solid 30 seconds. Okay, Phelan!
All right.
You take
8, I
whatever the
believe it
fuck that
was.
damage was.
Yeah, I think it was 8.
Okay. It's 9.
9. Let's see here. He has just over 100. Does he also get Zoe's effect?
Don't think so. I think there's too many people. Okay, we'll
Yes,
get back
yes,
to
your
you.
charisma modifier, right?
No worries. He will go for 2 halberd swipes at the branch around his leg. The root around his leg.
Okay. Hey! Well, the first one hits.
11.
And that's going to be enough to free him from its grasp.
Then the second one will go for the tree.
Okay. 24 will hit.
Great. He probably yells something bold about, don't worry, little one, we'll protect you. Just guessing based on his character type.
Bert!
All right. Pert didn't get his head stoved in from the big tree, but he sees the back line getting menaced, so... gosh. Is it clear what the little support creature did to the Trent?
With your passive, you're pretty sure it healed it?
Okay. As much as going to support the back line makes sense, making sure that the front line isn't getting swarmed also makes sense, so...
I mean, the front line has taken 0 damage.
I know, but it's just getting started, so who knows? Pert moves a couple of feet into a better position and tries to see if this one will go down as easy as the other one. It won't. And go for 2 slashes.
Yeah, that hits.
And I should have had sneak attack turned back on for one of them. So 34, 43.
Okay. You guys have taken a pretty significant chunk out of this thing, but it's still holding up.
Yeah. And then I will attempt to disengage and go another 5, 10 feet towards the back. That's my turn. To go there instead. Which means it's Zoc.
Zax.
How did Gooblet get behind me in initiative?
I have no idea. Who? Zax is gonna try and free himself. Pulls out a sword. Misses. Tries again. Misses. All the while, like, the tree is starting to lift him up off the ground. He's like, "No, put me down! Lady!" And his pony just stands in the middle of everything and chews some grass. Zoe!
Zoe's somewhere in the air because I don't think she got freed. I feel like she's just lifted up upside down.
Mm.
So Zoe takes... How much damage does she take? She took 13 damage. Which means she still has 6 temporary hit points. It's time to isekai these two. She's going to banish blue 1 and blue 2.
Okay. What's your... Yeah, no, they fail.
Could they succeed?
With a -4 modifier, I don't think so.
No, they could not.
Make a dexterity saving throw to see if you avoid landing on your head.
Fuck.
Acrobatics?
If you prefer.
Definitely.
Because that's all about tumbling. Ooh.
Zoe gracefully lands on her feet.
Zax lands on his feet a little less gracefully. Anything else?
Don't things. Does anybody need healing? That should probably be a valid question. Who's hurt?
Phelan for 9 HP.
That's not enough to waste spells things on.
I'm
I
over like 24.
You have 2 HP. That was awful. Is it 2 HP? 1 HP or 2 now? Is it so hard to remember how to play your character?
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
It's +2, not +1, by the way. So that was 3 HPs. Nope, that's it.
Okay. Maglubiet, still on Zoe's back, is going to command her to double back and charge again, which means this big boy is going to get... Oh, that misses.
Amy,
Mm-hmm.
why do all your NPCs suck at fighting?
I don't know.
It's a story.
Zoe turns around, powers up, and then charges full steam ahead. While Magluviet takes a swipe and hits for a whole 8 damage. Sorry, he gets 2 attacks. Well, the second one misses. And as Magluviet cheers his singular good hit, this very large tree is going to bring one of his giant fists down on Magluviet's head. Ow! And then 2 on Camille.
That hits, and that hits. So he takes 36.
This actually, let me do... Okay, I don't think that's enough to realize. So this one is going to try to heal the tree, realizes that nothing is happening, and move off towards the trees. This one's gonna... and that actually misses Zax. Zoe, I think you see, since you're kind of looking over this way, you see another one of these glowy fey humanoids reach out and try to touch Zax and just go straight over his head. Emilus!
Hmm.
What are you doing, Emma?
I will bonus action Hunter's Mark on the one here.
Okay.
That will tell Millis to go attack it.
That hits!
Yay!
Now that they're both here, let me... $11.
And then Amma will shoot it.
Okay. Oh, that very much hits. For 10. Anything else?
No.
Rizwan.
Okay. Don't really know what to do other than just hit it again. So I'm gonna hit it again.
Yeah, those all hit.
Um. Don't think I need any spirited dice this time, so we'll just bonk it. We'll add that up for you. 1 second.
Thank you.
41 damage.
41. Okay.
And then I have to take my headset off for 2 seconds, so we'll be right back.
Okay. Come out.
Well, he's just gonna keep wailing on the big angry tree that's attacked him. Oh,
Oh, damn.
dear. Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
So that was
Does the smite double as well?
yes.
Mhm.
So 2 and 2, so 4 and 2, so 6.
Where's my calculator?
8 and 8 is 16. plus 6.
Okay, nope. Sorry, you gotta start from the top
Okay.
here.
So we have 2 and 2 originally. So that's original improved divine smite and spirit shred. So that's 4 and 2. That's 6.
Yeah.
Then we have the crit bonuses.
Yeah.
So we have 16 plus 6.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
We have 13 plus 7 is 20.
20.
And then we have 66.
Isn't it 66 times 2?
That's what. No, because I have a thing. My macro crits it automatically.
Okay.
So that
Here
is
I
it
was
critted.
about to have a heart attack. That's still
No.
114 points of damage.
Yeah. That was hit 1.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck off!
Reminder that divine smite is already critting itself, so it's already
Okay.
doubled.
Did you break a
So
glass?
12 plus 1,
12 plus 1.
4 plus 5,
Okay.
18,
Uh-huh.
28.
Times 2.
No. That's already doubled.
Yeah, but it's fire damage.
Oh right, yes. I'm dumb.
40, so plus 56. That's 96. You kill this thing. Tell me how you take this thing from 208 points to 0 in one turn.
I think he just leaps up and strikes the top of the where that head of the tree would be,
Uh-huh.
and just it cleaves through it like a hot knife through butter, just burning and searing its way completely down, and it just falls apart with 2 halves.
These other 2 Fae just pop out of existence as the big tree dies and is smoldering in the middle of a forest.
I think he slowly, his sword just starts cooling off, like the heat shimmer coming off of it, and he regains his breath, takes a deep calming breath, and sheaths his sword and turns around.
Whoa.
Having a look around, do we appear to be in any further danger?
You can hear some very aggressive conversations coming from Fire and Nick as they try to convince the vines, we're gonna light you on fire if you don't back off. But other than that, you do not see any more large monsters coming out of
Okay.
the forest.
I would like to do 2 things with one action.
Uh-huh.
I will get down on my hands and knees and extinguish any remaining flame in the middle of the forest, while also looking for any evidence that this thing was behaving not according to its nature. So, be that goo or, like a crystal or something.
Okay.
Pert's also
make
going to
me-
search for goo.
Make me an investigation check, both of you.
And just because I don't want Kamal to come off as being an asshole, he's immediately moving to Zach's team. He's not trying to be pompous. He's just, his first
Yeah.
concern was an ally.
Neither of you find any sign of black goo or anything that comes off as nefarious. Pert does find a couple of embers that were starting to smolder in the underbrush up in like this area.
He'll take the time to stomp them out as well. Just to be polite.
Mm-hmm. As you are doing this, you're having to like brush aside the vines that keep like getting tangled in your hair, Rizwin, and stuff until you hear a victory cry from Ick as the vines start to retreat, the roots start to nestle themselves back in the ground. They seem to have convinced the area to leave you alone at least. Zoe, your spell goes through till the minute. It drops, and two kind of sickly looking trees return. Not aggressive, not attacking, just trees once again.
Are they awakened?
Nope,
They're just normal trees.
they're just normal trees.
Did we just kill a protector of a forest?
It's a valid argument, but it's philosophy at this point. Unless fire can tell us more.
Ick actually speaks up and says, what does she say?
Sometimes the forest gets grumpy.
Why does it get grumpy?
Oh, why do we all get grumpy?
A bad day, a sore back, a bad sleep. Lots of reasons.
Humans do horrible things to each other. It's weird that forest creatures would.
This land belongs to all of us, not just the trees. And you better remember that.
And she's like pointing at one specific tree, vines hanging sheepishly.
Was that the rude one?
Very rude.
Is it likely that we will encounter more of this as we continue through here?
I don't know.
Well, shall we continue on then? Is everybody ready to keep moving?
Yep.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Let's start walking again then.
Everybody gets back on their mounts.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry.
And it takes a little bit of time, but the branches, the roots all recede away, and you can once again make out the trail that should have been there all along, that was there all along. And as you continue your journey south, let's take a quick 5-minute break.
Wonderbar.
I'm back.
I'm here.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Somebody send a screenshot of that to Costa.
Back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Well, are we waiting for anybody else?
I don't
I'm here.
remember.
Yeah.
Okay, there's Nibbles. I was going to say, I don't
Always
remember if Nibbles said he was back or not, so. But
Missed
he
here?
is.
I said welcome back to you.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, sorry. So you spend the rest of the day traveling. Maglubiet is now very interested in Camille's sword and peppers you with questions.
You can ask questions. The answers may be monosyllabic to detailed depending on the question.
He does not even seem to notice your disinterest in the conversation. He just wants to know, did you get that sword? How did you do the big fire thing?
God, magic, magic.
Hmm. God?
My god, this used to be a sword from a paladin of Shar who was corrupted. It's been since purified.
But how did God do that?
They're a god.
I don't get it.
Incredibly powerful beings capable of shaping and warping reality.
Oh, we don't have those.
Well, maybe after Magoobliet conquers the world, he can make that a project.
I could be a god.
I think Gamel snorts at the ridiculous concept of a goblin named Magoobliet becoming a god. Me knowing exactly
Uh-huh.
the lore of Magoobliet.
Kameo needs to read a book.
I think, Jamie, this results in Pert spending the next 6 hours during the ride talking to the goblins about their concepts of gods and stuff and recording it into the book.
And for clarity, it was a humorous snort, not a disgusting one.
I think you maybe get like a solid hour of conversation before they get bored and start talking about other stuff. They know of gods, like they know people, like humans and elves, and such have gods that they pray to, and they seem to, ask for favors, and as far as they can tell, nothing material ever comes of it.
Do you think I get enough to expand another legend lore?
Sure.
All right.
I'll give that to you.
It only brings me up to 3, so it's not like I have a lot of credit. Pert has a philosophy debate with them, even if they don't know they're having a philosophy debate.
All right. The day passes.
At some point during the day, I'm going to have a look around for anything interesting from the air again.
Okay.
It's less of a point and it's your turn, and more of an open invitation if anybody wishes to join. That includes the goblins as well.
Oh, they all want to turn.
Pick me, pick me, pick me.
I'm pretty sure Ruznik
Probably
could take all 3.
of them,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
They're small. They're probably like 200 pounds combined.
Magoobliet asked you to do a barrel roll.
Oh no. Do they
Do a
hang
barrel.
on?
But do you
It
do...
goes flying.
Jeez, what kind of roll do you want to try to catch?
Dexterity? What do you think?
I mean, probably. It's not great. I can't think of anything more appropriate. Actually, could I just try to fly like under her and have her land on my back instead of trying to catch her?
Yeah.
Maybe that could be like Constitution to pull out of the dive appropriately.
Sure, I'll give you that.
Jesus.
10 is still enough. Ick is going to take a bit of damage, but Magoobliet is going to have that because he puts out his arms to catch her, and they both go tumbling back a few feet, but not far enough to both go flying off your back.
Okay.
And then both Magoobliet and Ick start shouting, "Do a barrel roll!"
I do not do another barrel roll.
Aww.
I'll just do some like sharp up and downy stuff.
There's a lot of delighted screaming from the back.
Aside from that, do I actually see anything interesting while I'm up here?
Make a perception check, I think with disadvantage, because they are very distracting. Nope, weather's nice.
Okay, That's all.
Mountains are pointy. Forest is foresty.
And stationary?
And stationary and not on fire. You return to the ground and set up camp for the night.
Pert has a long discussion about the difference between a barrel roll and an aileron roll. Possibly with himself.
And while everybody is gathered around eating dinner that Fire and Ick have kindly prepared, Migliuette says,
So, what's the plan?
Well, I think most of the plan is to travel across the countryside until we get close to the islands and then probably take a boat.
I think at this point, Phelan speaks up and says, we may have some small troubles finding somebody to ferry us to the Weefy Islands. Not really my neck of the woods, but they don't have the safest of reputations.
If only we knew someone with a ship, said Brisbane.
That's a good point.
Migliuette says,
Why don't we just steal a boat?
Raise your hand if you know how to sail. Raise his hand.
I like half raise my hand.
Is it salt water or fresh water?
Salt. It's an ocean.
So then I don't know how to sail a boat well enough. If it was fresh water, I'd try, but...
That's 2 people. That's plenty.
For a ship this size that would require all of our horses, we would need at least 15 sailors.
Do we have any idea actually how far off the coast the islands are?
make a history check.
Can Camille make one as well?
Mhm.
He's familiar with the area.
I don't know that you spent a lot of time down this far south.
I mean, he might just have like an idea from charts.
Yeah, Rizwin, you're not sure. You've only like heard of the Weefy Islands a couple of times before this whole debacle. Camille, you've heard of them. You've seen them on maps, and you think they are probably close enough to see from shore on a really good day if you're at elevation.
So probably about 8 to 10, 12 hours to get there.
Yeah, maybe a little less.
That's moving at boat speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is significantly faster than, say, looks at fire, casting water walk on all of our mounts. Because I can see that look in your eyes. Don't do that.
Oh.
Flipping through repository to see if there's any references. I'm not burning a legend lore, I'm just looking in general entries.
Okay. Give me a history check.
Sure. Turn off advantage.
There are a handful of entries talking about the Weefy Islands as they are spoken about in like goblin sort of communities or goblin tribes as like this kind of mythical land where it's only goblins and goblins rule, and it's a place where like the best warriors can go and try their hand at being like lord of the goblins or a lord of the goblins kind of deal. It's very
Why do I get the feeling
legendy.
it's like a battle royale, but for goblins?
Who gets the pot lid?
I'm definitely Maglubiet.
It's on the frying pan.
I don't know that there's any first-hand accounts in the book of somebody who's actually gone there.
Pert kind of makes note of that, and something to expand on.
Actually, with a 23, there are no first-hand accounts of somebody that's gone there, but there is like a second-hand account of like somebody recounting like a sailor that happened to get stuck there and basically had to give away all of the stuff on their ship to the goblins to like keep them happy. And yeah, there is definitely some communities or tribes of goblins on those islands. There doesn't seem to be much else in the way of like other species. It's kind of like a goblin paradise.
Sounds like it's a reasonable, what do you call it? I guess paradise is, the best word for it.
Yeah.
Kind
Except that they did threaten to eat the sailors.
Well, I mean, that's just part of their diet, right?
Yeah.
Maglubiet, is sailor part of your diet?
Sailor?
Pert describes a sailor.
I mean, if I was hungry enough.
Yeah, no, it's understandable. Plus, if they are living on your land and taking your food and not paying for their time, then it's also kind of understandable.
I wouldn't eat anybody.
Says Ick.
That's because you're sweet, Hick.
You don't have to eat anybody if you don't want to, Ick.
Just remember, when we go on the boat, you shouldn't eat any of the sailors on that boat.
I said only if I was really hungry.
I know. I'm just saying, there might be a time when we need to, but preferably not on this boat.
Okay.
After the conversation dies down a bit, Ick pops up.
Hey, Maggie, are we gonna pass by your home? Yeah. Why, do you want to go? Nick says, well, don't you want to go? Maggie says, nah.
I guess this shows my ignorance. I assumed you were from the Leafy Islands.
Same.
Am I getting, like, don't want to fucking talk about it vibes off of him?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same thing. It was
No,
don't want to
not
go or
particularly.
just not interested.
He's
he says, there's lots of us that were born here and live here. Mom says we came from the Leafy Islands a long time ago.
Are you excited to go back to where you came from?
You mean the Leafy Islands? Yeah, I'm really excited.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what to say.
Yeah.
I guess it just goes something like, so if you're not from the Leafy Islands, where are you from?
I didn't have a name. They were just like, there was a group of us that lived that way, I think.
And he kind of points like in a southeast direction.
But you wouldn't want to go see it again?
No. Mom's dead now. And the rest of them were kind of jerks. That's why I left.
It's just a understanding nod.
Phelan is also giving an understanding nod. I have met a handful of goblins in my time, and none have been quite so,
Friendly?
friendly as you.
I don't actually know. I assume Brisbane has never met any other goblins.
Make a history check.
Well, I don't know. I guess it depends on how active they were around Astoria.
You never even heard of goblins until you came to this convent. But yeah, I don't think you've met one. Or really had to. You've heard of like soldiers having to deal with them on occasion, but it's just not as common the further north you get.
Right.
Finishing dinner, Maglubiet springs to his feet and says,
Zach, we should go practice.
Zach kind of grumbles and says, fine. They go off to a corner of the camp and practice their sword work, which is mostly just Maglubiet chasing Zax around.
I will step in at some point and give them actual pointers.
Okay. Their technique is unorthodox to say the least, but Maglubiet's no pushover. Like, he makes it work.
Good, you're improving. As I finally not slap the sword right out of his hand.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything anybody would like to accomplish before you go to bed for the night?
I will take first watch.
Kyle's gonna take first watch too.
Okay.
Zoe doesn't sleep.
But are you watching?
No.
Okay.
Is Camille watching?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Like you were gonna go off in the woods.
Nope.
Should we roll?
Mm-hmm.
I'll roll a number bigger than a 10 eventually.
Technically, Ramael's awake too, so
Okay. Oof.
I don't use him in combat. I might as well use him for non-combat stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you can make a roll for him. Hey, that's pretty good. From your perspectives, the night seems pretty quiet. Camille, you notice Ramel growling at something in the forest at one point, but after a couple of minutes, he settles down, seemingly having scared off whatever animal it was.
Bear or something.
Yeah. Is there anything you would like to get up to?
He's gonna sleep, and yeah, just continue on with the watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think Risman starts any conversations, but she's like around if Camille has anything to say.
No, he's very much in his thoughts tonight. Like you don't even need to roll an insight. You know he's been very troubled after his conversation with Bahamut.
Okay. Your watch passes without incident. Fire will go on second watch.
I think Pert will go with fire just, for companionship.
Okay.
And he needs to work on his dark vision more anyways.
Perception.
Still technically at a disadvantage unless it's 5 feet away from me.
Well, you're doing better than fire.
And Pert will probably just get the lowdown from fire about what rumblings fire got from the trees. Just, nothing important, just fluff.
Yeah. I will not try to RP fire.
Yeah.
The second watch passes without incident. Third watch.
Yes, Zoe needs to go on watch now.
Mm-hmm.
We do 3 or 4 watches.
3.
Zoe's still not really on watch.
And Amalus.
Sorry, I was responding to a message. What?
You're on watch.
Ah.
Very good.
I think somebody's paying attention.
Mm-hmm. Zoe, I think it is just a little more difficult for you to pay attention to outside of the camp because there's a couple of restless sleepers inside the camp tonight.
Is Zoe hurting cats?
No. You're startled a little bit by a very sharp snore from Maglubiet at one point in the night. He rolls over and does the
I think Analyst probably sees Kamel tossing and turning a lot. And probably about an hour before, half before everyone would wake up, you hear him start muttering something in Celestial and getting louder and thrashing around and eventually yelling.
Is that enough to wake the rest of us up?
Is that perception checks, I guess, Jamie?
Yeah, give me perception checks at advantage. Anybody who's asleep or disadvantage, sorry.
What
Woof!
the hell?
Rizwan is sleeping right beside Camille, apparently. Gets, punched in the leg.
I think I'm just gonna not hard enough to do any more than 1 point of damage or 0, but I think I'm just gonna hit him back, wake up.
I think you end up with the winged lion snarling in your face and hovering over him, effectively.
Before or after the swing?
After.
Okay. Let us growl back.
It's not like I want to fight you, it's a back off.
You also, pretty shortly after, stir, as Ramil and Rizwan seem to have gotten in a bit of an argument.
It's a little too early for breakfast tea, but if you wait another hour or two, I can get you something soothing.
He's still thrashing around, he's not awake yet.
I'll just say to Ramiel, you wake him up then.
I think he just kind of rolls his eyes at Rizwan and then sits on Kamel's chest like a thunder blanket to calm him down. The biggest cat with the biggest sits.
And Kamel suffocates to death.
No, I think he eventually just quiets down. Ramil isn't fully on him; he's just applying pressure. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You gotta remember, this is a cat with an intelligence of 10. And I think Kamel just falls back asleep. He will not remember this dream.
With Camille having quieted down, those of you who were awoken try to fall back asleep for another hour or so. As the sun rises, everybody gets the benefits of a long rest.
Okay. He wakes up as normal as he has been the last couple. which is distant.
Yeah, I don't think Rizwin's gonna pry.
Ick hands you a good berry.
Grunts, thankfully.
You pack up camp, continue on. And after traveling for a few hours, you've crested the peak of the pass and are heading back down. And Amalus, who's still on scouting duty, notices that along the road, there seems to be some people. You hear just a quiet conversation.
I let the others know quietly.
Okay.
Tell what they were saying.
You speak Elvish, right?
Nope.
I do.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was what I meant. I think you could pick out a few words, not like all of them. They sounded like they were talking about breakfast. Keep in mind, it's like 11 in the morning.
You're talking about food.
In a quiet tone, so as to not be overheard, I will just ask everybody. I think one of us should just stumble across them to see what's going on. Or I could have a look from above.
That might scare them, no offense.
Rizwin doesn't look upset about the idea.
About scaring them?
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to be loud, a dragon and a winged lion flying overhead would definitely get their attention.
Looking around, does anybody else have any opinions?
They weren't familiar voices, were they?
No.
Okay. Because we don't need to go to El Dorado again.
They are so far to the west.
Honestly, if you don't want to just stumble through the middle of their camp, the general noise of 2/3 of the party would probably draw attention to us anyways. So we could just keep traveling on a parallel line without intending to go straight through them. They can make their own opinions as to whether or not they want to be known.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm operating off the opinion, Jamie, that we're just like kind of in the wilderness right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there is a road, though.
Yes.
Does it? From what Amalus was able to determine, are they like just off the road or like near the road?
Yeah, they're just off the road.
Okay.
So maybe they're travelers just camping.
Could be.
We could just ride up. See how they react.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I
That
said, we've
makes
got a
no
dozen
sense.
horses and just as many riders, so if they want us to know they're there, they'll step out. And if they won't go, holy shit, we aren't robbing these guys, they'll stay quiet.
Phelan takes a moment to point out that this is a not insignificant trade route. It could just be that they were on their way to Astoria.
That's what I'm thinking.
My concern is that if they are highway persons and they decide not to tangle with us because there's so many of us, we're just leaving a problem for someone else.
I mean, if they are that type of person, we can deal with that problem.
Right,
Send
but I'm
them
saying
packing.
if they decide not to tangle with us because we're overwhelmingly stronger than they are, we won't know if that's the type of person they are.
We
But if
could,
I just go riding through by myself,
looking around, who is the most unassuming of all of us?
Perter Phelan, I think.
if I don't, honestly, if Rizman doesn't have a weapon in her hand, she's
True.
not terrifying.
How about this? The others stay back. I'll be overhead. Give me your glaive. I'll hold on to it in case I need to swoop down and toss it to you.
Okay. I will hand the glaive over and take my breastplate off.
Mm-hmm.
And
Pert gives you a regular rapier if you want it.
I
Because
think
a person
it's
with
better
no
if I
weapon?
appear unarmed.
A person with no weapon in the middle of nowhere, that's scary.
Yeah, that is a little suspicious. Take something basic with you.
At least
I
a
think
dagger.
I actually have my Warhammer.
Your Warhammer's fine.
Yes, there you go.
I'll just strap that on the saddle somewhere. And then I will clip-clop ahead.
Wave twice. Your arms in the air if you need me to descend aggressively. If not, I'll swoop down eventually. Just get a thumbs up.
Okay, I mean, also just, be ready to just swoop down aggressively if I can't wave my hands.
Yeah.
All right. So Rizwin is going forward by herself with
Yeah,
Phelan.
and I'll be up in the air.
I mean, is Phelan trying to push the issue?
He points out that while most of our people are versed in common, you occasionally come across some older folk that don't know the language very well. Perhaps it is best that you appear with a potential local, at least. There are not that many humans in the Elven Kingdoms.
Again, though, if they are up to nefarious things, I would think perhaps a local being with me would make them less prone to revealing the fact that they're up to nefarious things.
Well, by all means.
Just keep an eye, and if everything's okay, I'll signal you.
Alma's gonna stay back, but will quietly, sneakily follow at a distance.
Sure. Okay.
Also, so he can hear conversation.
Yeah.
He's gonna cast Pass Without Trace on himself.
Great. Make a stealth check. That's very good. So Rizwin, you continue up the path by yourself. And pretty soon you see a pair of what look like fairly modest modestly sized carts, small enough to be pulled by one horse each. Just kind of parked on the side of the road. There's 2 horses not attached to the carts, grazing on some ferns nearby, and 2 elves sitting on the rails of one of the carts, eating some sort of sandwich or bread or something.
Is there any obvious sign of a problem, like a broken wheel or something, or do they seem to just be having a meal?
Nothing obvious.
Okay.
They don't seem to have noticed you yet.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I'm rolling like shit.
Just keep going then. If they look up and make eye contact, I'll like give them a nod or a wave. But unless they say something or attempt to interfere, I will not stop. I will just continue on at the same pace.
Okay. One of the horses actually looks up at you and gives a bit of a whinny and a snort, as the 2 elves then finally notice that there's somebody on the path, and one of them says, "Hail, traveler!"
Okay. I will stop near them at that point, next to them, I guess, and greetings.
You came from the north, across Selenus Pass?
Traveling south, indeed.
It's open!
I raise an eyebrow. Yes?
The other one kind of sheepishly says, "Well, we had tried to get through a few days ago, but the forest had just gotten so thick. We weren't able to get our carts through, so we decided to turn back and rest and wait in more familiar surroundings while we waited for somebody to come clear out the problem. But
it seems that someone has.
So it wasn't you."
Rizwin will make a non-committal gesture and let them interpret that how they wish.
Okay. The other one says to the first one, "Sometimes these things just have a way of sorting themselves out." Do you think it's clear enough for our carts to pass?
I am tempted to just say yes to them.
You think probably, as long as it hasn't started growing over again?
Yeah, I didn't really get any indication. Yeah, I'll just say, yeah, the path is mostly clear.
Excellent. Would you care to join us for lunch?
I feel like this is perhaps the appropriate time to see what the vibe check is.
Okay. Give me insight. You're getting a bit of not in a pejorative way, but like country bumpkin kind of vibes.
Okay. I will say, it's very kind of you, but I'm on a bit of a timetable.
Yeah. Of course. Well, lovely to meet you. Thank you for the news.
I will give them each a nod and continue on down the road for a bit.
All right.
And maybe not necessarily once I'm out of sight of them, but like a bit away, I'll signal Camille.
Mm-hmm. Amma, do you sort of stay near them to once Risbon passes?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see them start to clean up lunch and hitch the horses back to the carts, and they start talking in Elvish. It's a little weird that there was just one person coming through. Like, we've been here a while. You don't think? They seem suspicious that Brisbane was not the person that cleared it.
Oh no, have we become the highwaymen?
Well, perhaps we should just go quickly. They hitch up their horses, and within like 10 or 15 minutes, they are back on the road.
You should probably roll perception for them because there will be a winged lion on the road in the opposite direction well before 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's gonna, yeah, I think during this, he's got the information from Wisman, has gone back to the group, and is leading them forward.
Yeah,
Stealth check?
He's not trying to be stealthy.
Oh.
Yeah, I think this is just in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
The rest of the group just traveling in the middle of the road.
There's just a winged lion with a giant armored man and a bunch of horses and a motley crew behind him.
You're in the direction these elves are going?
Yes, we're traveling from the forest. I think during this it makes sense because we don't know what was happening.
Right.
That Rizwin basically gave the all clear.
Yeah.
And Kamail's gone back to get the rest of the group and just
while they were hitching up the horses, I signaled Kamail down. I was like, they're just country bumpkins that couldn't get through. Let everybody else know.
Okay. So as they are hitching up the horses and they see this group stroll through, the goblins are not with you guys, by the way. They are hiding in the forest.
Is that their decision?
Yes.
They're scared of elves? Well, I
would
be there to check, so never mind.
Cautious.
But they see this group of very well armored individuals with this winged lion at the head, and they just immediately start steering their horses off the road.
And
I just nod politely.
Perks up a little bit.
Hail.
And rides over to them. Oh, hail. I know it's been a few months since I had any updates. Is the current war still going on, or are they calmed down to a simmer again?
Oh,
News filters to the north slowly, sadly.
Well, thankfully we are very far away from any sort of action on that front. I haven't heard much, to be honest.
No news means that it's probably back to a slow simmer. I've been hearing stories on and off for, well, most of my lifetime, yet alone any of yours.
Yeah. Well, no news is good news, I suppose.
Or at least it means the fighting is only subtle and not outright. What was the last major story? I heard one of the kingdoms was finally overcome or something?
Is Perk just making things up wholesale? Or
no, I'm going
because I can't remember the lore. I'm sorry.
One of them says, "Oh, yes, quite a number of years ago, and Lenora was split."
It only leaves the two families or the two kingdoms left, then, doesn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Do you
And
think
I'm sure it's only a matter of time before, well, before we prevail, of course.
do you think there's a chance there could be a royal marriage or something to keep it from going the bloody way? Or is that just too foregone a conclusion at this point?
Uh, that's not really how it works.
Okay, succession in different kinds of countries, I get it.
Oh, I understand. You're not from here. You're foreign to our ways.
Exactly. It's always interesting to learn, and Pert has been taking notes the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Quill and book in hand.
All right.
Do you have any statements that you'd like to have known beyond, obviously, the eminent victory of your noble kingdom?
We produce the best fletching around.
That's fascinating. Pert pulls out one of Amelis's arrows. Care to compare?
One of them goes hunting in the back of the caravan for, I think it's probably like a whole, like a treated feather. Yeah, it's nice stuff. It's all like sort of blue iridescent.
Do I get the impression that they might actually have magic arrows or at least treated arrows, or is it just high quality?
No, they're just high quality and very pretty.
Yeah. Amelis,
Uh,
you ever thought about seeing how you can work with the arrows, make them a little more spiffy? Because I think these guys have the quality that might be able to hold a little magic.
I'm not sure Amelis has met back up with you.
Yeah, almost was still in the forest.
Okay, then ignore that. Pert will just ask for, say, 20 gold of their best fletchings.
You get enough for 2 arrows, and this is only like part of the arrow, right?
Yeah, no, it's just the feather fletching for the arrow. I get you.
Yeah.
20 gold?
Yes.
Are they made of phoenix feathers? Kamael asks.
Nature check?
Yeah, nature check. They're not phoenix feathers, they're blue. I have something in my head, but I can't remember what it's called.
But some kind of mystical beast of some kind.
Yes.
Huh.
Fascinating. I definitely need to talk to my crafter friends about this idea. Appreciated.
Well, thank you for your business. And can I assume that you lot might have been the ones to clear out the
There was
The pass
definitely a
ahead?
tangle that was in the way. I have no clue if someone else thinned it out before us, though.
If the vines put up a fuss, remind them the man with the sword will come back.
And the angry people with fire.
I will be sure to shout that out as we are passing through.
I'm sure at that point Fire says hello.
Yeah.
Pert will go to talk with Fire about the idea of, okay, I'm going to use the phrase dragon slaying arrow, but obviously I don't say dragon slaying or arrow. I
Mhm.
enchanting an arrow with magic to make it a super
Yeah.
arrow.
Yes. Please keep track of that. And the two elves leave you behind as they very quickly start moving the other way down the road. And one of them actually stops and shouts back, there's probably a bounty in Ilthalor.
For clearing the pass?
Yes. Given that it often, stuff like that often requires slaying of awakened plants, a bit dangerous.
Okay. Thank you for the information.
Thank you for your hard work. We really appreciate it.
Safe travels.
You as well. Phelan actually pipes up. I do think I know where Ilthalor is. It's a smallish town.
Is it far off our path?
Not at all. I think it's directly on our path. I don't know that it will have much in the way of rare supplies that you lot might be interested in, but it would have an inn. And apparently some money.
Well, then we should make way for that.
Just overhearing the last bit, I say, "Oh, I like both of those things."
Who knows? They may even have gemstones.
Wow.
I really like those things.
Especially the red ones.
In that case, to Ilthalor. And you continue down the path.
Just to
Now,
make sure, when Kumail mentions gemstones, I still have both of my pouches on my belt, right?
yep.
Okay.
Make an investigation check though to see if there's anything else missing.
I mean, as long as that one pouch is there, anything else can be replaced. Which is borne out by that roll.
Oh, well, everything seems to be there.
Nothing glaringly obvious. So.
Everything's definitely there.
Rizwin does not notice that Zax has ran away with a whiskey bottle.
Just one.
Just one.
Drunk goblins.
Apparently Zoe doesn't know he grabbed it either.
Wow! And with that, I think we're going to call it there tonight.
No, we just deal with the drunk goblin tonight.
Yep.
Dun dun dun.
Good stuff.
Now I wish I had collected some wood from the darn tree.
Mm-hmm.
But Kumail probably destroyed it so badly there probably wasn't any wood left.
No, it was a big ass tree.
That you
You
sundered.
weren't gonna... Yeah, you weren't gonna be getting any large logs out of it, but there's enough for arrows.
It's been so long, I forgot I collect wood from these things last time.
I suppose I could ask Fire to walk through trees to go pick some up.
misuse of a high level spell.
Mm-hmm.
Well-
Misuse. This is what, a level 5 spell? 6.
I think
6.
it's 4 or 5. Oh, wow, 6.
Well, he said he can only do it twice a day, so I think it has to be 6. Anyways, I'm starving. Good night, everyone.
Good
Take care.
night.
Good night.
And I need to go food. Too.
Me too.
Very
That was good.
reasonable.
Question: should I do hot dogs or pizza?
Pizza.
Hot wings.
Pizza, yeah.
I'm partial to hot dogs, but only if they're cooked over a campfire.
No, this would be grilled in a frying pan.
I mean, that's not bad.
Well,
That's not campfire.
I do have a follow-up question. Do you have any macaroni and cheese?
I have boxed macaroni and cheese that I am not willing to make as well because I've been eating too much.
Well, pizza.
And these are the jumbo hot dogs.
I'm air frying hot wings right now, so haha.
A hot
An
wing.
air fryer.
You want to see me make Jamie sad? I boil hot dogs.
Ye-
I microwave them if I am in a pinch and need food fast.
Yeah, I boil them if I'm in a rush and forgot to do them earlier.
But generally, I'll do them in a frying with a bit of. some sort of
Equasta,
oil.
what's your opinion on hot dogs? Let us know when you get here.